He's here. Yeah.
These are receipts.
Yeah, I figured you might need that. Fire you over a $9.74 receipt.
Yeah. I was already in a hurry.
So they completely got rid of him? Yeah.
So they hired a new supervisor. Because he quit. And he came back when they fired the other guy.
Well, I guess they didn't have a choice because of the blue war. That's right. You said that.
They don't know how long it's going to go.
Yeah.
So the new guy started a week ago, so they had him 8 to 5. Kind of get. Yesterday was his first day of the shift. He made it 30 minutes.
Who's back?
Good evening. Before we get started, just to clarify so everyone knows, we do have two meetings this evening. We have, of course, our city council meeting, but we also have a board of adjustment meeting. The board of adjustment meeting, the board members are the council. So we will not be moving, but we're going to start with the board adjustment meeting, and then we will move on to the city council meeting, just for clarification. All right, there being a quorum present, this Board of Adjustment of the Howe City Council is hereby called to order on Tuesday, March 17, 2026 at 6:05 p.m. under the Open Meetings Act of the state of Texas. And if you will, let's stand for the invocation and the pledges. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for all of our many blessings. We ask that you will give us wisdom and discernment and guide us the way that your will. Help us to make decisions that are appropriate for the citizens of this wonderful city. And it's all in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Now for the pledges, the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
now for the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, and please be seated.
Yeah, I normally have to get louder.
So, do we have anyone? Thank you. Do we have anyone that is going to want to make a citizen comment for specifically the Board of Adjustment? Okay, so we will move past the citizen comments section. Quick roll call. We have Mr. Ingram, Mr. Tyler. Nope, Mr. Tyler's not here. We have Mr. Price, Mr. Whitfield, and myself, Ms. McDonald. Mr. Tyler and Mr. Woods are absent this evening. They do have a work conflict. Okay. Current business. 1, discuss, consider, and act upon the minutes of the meeting for January 2026. Does the council wish to discuss this item? And if not, do I have a motion?
I will motion to approve the minutes.
Billy makes a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ed makes that second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 2, discuss, consider, and act upon a variance request for property at 1309 Clegg Street, Howe, Texas, property ID 266901, Summit Hill, Phase 1, Block A, Lot 28, acres 0.15. The property owner of this is the discussion. The property owner of 1309 Clegg Street wants to place a storage building in his backyard. The placement does not match ordinance number 528. Also, you can see ordinance number 756 for an update, which precludes the ability to install a storage shed based on the setback requirements and lot size. Upon further investigation, after the property owner's variance request, it was discovered that his neighbors placed storage buildings on their lots without informing the city or complying with permit process. The property owner is asking for a variance to place his storage shed adjacent to the north neighbor's existing shed. The owner, which is here tonight, Mr. Singleton, states that the shed would be constructed approximately 18 inches from the north and east fence lines. According to ordinance number 528, carports, garages, and other accessory buildings located within the rear portion of a lot as heretofore described shall not be located closer than 8 feet to any side lot line. Again, the property owner is here, so if the council, and we also have our city engineer here and our permit clerk, Sam, she's here. So if the council has questions for anyone, please feel free to ask, or if you want to discuss.
So I went to 1309 Clegg and spoke with Miss Singleton. They're building a 10 by 12 shed. It is not going to be on a permanent concrete slab. It's just going to be attached to concrete blocks sitting atop the ground. It's not necessarily permanent, semi-permanent, I guess we could call it. I motion to approve this variance, one, because it's semi-permanent, and two, they at least went through the proper channels to try to do it the correct way.
Okay. We do have a motion to approve, but does council have any other questions or comments?
Condition of the fence you're going next to.
I'm sorry, sir, say again?
The condition of the fence you're building up next to.
This is a standard. I'm sorry, can you come up to the mic?
Yeah, we have to have you speak in the mics so that way online viewers can hear you, please.
I apologize. First time here, I didn't realize what the protocol was. To answer your question, it is a privacy fence that was installed when the subdivision went up. It's one of the two-dimensional, works from both directions. It's in current state of repair. It doesn't need any maintenance or anything like that. It's still in good condition. It exists between myself and the neighbor's fence. It's about 5.5, 6 foot tall wooden privacy fence.
With building placement, give me a scenario on how easy it's going to be to repair that fence in that area.
Make it happen. We'll make it work, sir. It's the worst case scenario is that we've got straight line winds that are going to knock that fence down, or it's aged and degraded to the point where I've got to replace it. In the event that straight line winds take that fence out, well, I think the sheds are probably going to move a little bit with
Go
it.
with it, yeah.
In the event that we've got to replace the fence entirely, there's going to be enough room left between my shed and the neighbor's shed, because he also has a small amount of space, that we can get in there and work it. It may not be the most convenient thing in the world, but you make it happen.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the council? All right. So we have a motion from Billy to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Ricky's going to make a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Number 3, discuss, consider, and act upon the variance request for property at 1549 Timber Creek, Howe, Texas, property ID 152072, Timber Creek Addition, Block 2, Lot 2, 100 by 150. Discussion. The property owner submitted a permit request for an accessory building last year. The original permit drawings do not match the accessory building they began to build. The roof line of the accessory building is taller than the main structure, which is the home. An additional problem is the front of the accessory building or shop protrudes past the home and closer to the street than the main structure or the home, which violates ordinance number 528. Code enforcement ordered the owners to stop building the shop until a remedy or decision was made by the city council. Since they had already constructed the steel beams, they are now requesting a variance to address the height of the main structure, which is the home. They want to place a 5-foot tall by 5-foot wide square cupola on top of the home to bring the height of the home with the added cupola to match up to the added future building height. Essentially, ordinance number 528 says the main structure, in this case is the home, has to be the highest structure on the property. As it stands, the halted accessory building is approximately, I guess based on your cupola, is approximately 5 feet taller than the home. There are photos in your packet. The homeowner has been very cordial throughout this process, and the city has had multiple meetings with Bureau Veritas, including both the homeowners and city staff. Bureau Veritas will not approve the cupola without an approved variance. As a reminder, there is also a matter of the shop or the accessory building protruding the main structure or the home. The city has received a few phone calls from individuals who live in the neighborhood expressing disapproval and wondering how it was approved by the city council. Individuals in the neighborhood have complained, saying it is an eyesore and sets a precedence moving forward for others to do similar construction projects. We do have, again, our city engineer here. We have Sam from permits, and we also have the contractors. There we go. So if anybody from the council has questions, you have a slew of people to choose from. Questions or comments?
On the cupola, how are you gonna attach that to the existing building?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Hayes. I'm with Stone Hollow Homes. So basically what our plan is on that is open the roof up and connect it to the rafters. This is not going to be a temporary structure, I guess is the way to put that. This is going to be a permanent fixed architectural feature to the house.
So that brings it up to code as far as the height of that building that's next to it and the house, right?
Yes, sir.
What about the 20 feet going out from the house?
That is a separate issue that I think we were going to address at a later time. Our first major concern, so we are not the original contractor on this job. We were brought in after the issues were created. So our goal is to help clean this up. We've been in contact with Bureau Veritas, the folks at the city, trying to make sure that we can get things done according to your rules. So that is my first plan, is to get the cupola on and make sure that we are in compliance on that, and then come back and discuss the shop and the carport in the front. Because obviously, can't talk about one until we fix the other.
Okay, so for clarification, you're only looking to seek a variance for the cupola.
The cupola is number one priority. I'm happy to talk about the carport if you'd like.
Okay.
At the same time, I don't want to ask for too much too soon.
Sure.
I understand that, we have to prove ourselves to you guys, and
My concern is once that cupola is built, what's to stop them from just going ahead and finishing off the 20-foot out? Because
we are in charge of that job now. We have been contractors and home builders in this area for 15 years. Our reputation is just a little bit important to me. I've dealt with Sam at the City of Van Alstyne for years. We've been in Melissa for an eternity in Sherman. You can talk to the city manager in Sherman. I'm happy to give you their name and number. Our reputation is very important, and we do not play games like that.
so you're not the original contractor?
No, sir.
Okay, all right,
We're
so
not.
none of this falls on you?
No, sir.
Okay.
So Ed, can I clarify something? Were you asking hypothetically if the board approves the cupola, What is the keep the homeowner from continuing with the accessory building? Is that what we were asking, or?
What's the purpose of the building?
The purpose of the building is just basically a recreational shop next to his house.
Recreational shop with 2 garage doors, pretty big shop.
Well, he doesn't have a garage.
Oh, I understand
On
that,
the
but
house.
the front 20 feet is usually,
That's a carport, yeah.
it's a carport.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was mainly, the idea of it was basically a shade because it is facing to the west. Basically that he could be in his shop working and have a little bit less sun to deal with in the evenings. But we also understand that there is a build line issue and then the protrusion in the front issue that we're gonna have to work through. One of the nice things about where that house is located, there are some, I wish I had something I could project it. Basically, they've got really large trees in the front yard. From down the street, you can't see the carport.
Not now because it's not finished.
Well, the steel post, you can't see, yeah, would you be able to see the roof? I don't think you would. I took a picture of it.
I've seen it.
Okay, well, those are,
Well, and I've been by. That's my
okay,
question.
okay, good.
Yeah.
And so, functionally, would it be better for them? Yes. Is that something you guys are willing to do? I'm not about to try to push you one way or the other. I think that's obviously a determination for you guys. We're stepping into this in the middle. If the carport has to come off, the carport has to come off. If it does not, obviously, they're gonna be thankful that they didn't have to spend, they've already spent the money on it. And they were led astray.
One of my concerns is why I asked about what's going on in that building is the fact that, I mean, you've got a garage that size, you got gasoline, you got things right next to the house. And that's a pretty big thing right there. Fire suppression is important in a building that size in a neighborhood. And if they take that building and they turn it into a commercial without anybody ever knowing it, that tends to be a problem. And that's a pretty big building for a residential area. So that worries me. Worries me a lot that is a possibility because from what I understand, the original plans were nowhere near what that building is right now. And that itself tends to tell me that they don't want to follow the rules.
No, that is not the case on this deal at all. The contractor that they hired before did not follow the rules. They told the contractor what they were looking for. He permitted something that he did not build. That was not on the consumer. That was not on the homeowner. They are good people. I go to church with them. This is not a commercial deal for them. He has a job. I mean, what anyone could do there later, heaven only knows. I mean, we can't, I don't think it's just to guess what someone might do in the future.
I get that, but it's just for
I
the city to worry about
I understand.
what's going to come down the street
Absolutely.
with that building.
I understand completely.
I mean, I've come from big cities that don't have houses with garages that size in them.
I understand.
And that's kind of a big deal. It's a big structure.
Yeah.
And like you say, it doesn't show up now because there's no siding, there's no roof. That thing's gonna shine like the sun when that siding goes on it, and it's gonna be noticeable. So, that concerns me.
I understand.
What type of siding is going on it? Is it like a metal roof, metal?
It's going to be colored R panel.
Okay. Anyone else have discussion or questions?
Laura and Ryan are literally very good-hearted people. Known for many years, their son grew up with mine. I motion to deny this variance.
Okay.
For the cupola?
I'm sorry?
For the cupola or the,
Yes. Because it prevents the shop from being finished. The neighbors don't want it. It's not what is needed in a
So
residential area.
with Mr. Ingram denying the variance, it denies the whole thing. is way I believe this would be handled, because the variance is a request for the, Tim may answer that, or
So,
Sam?
If we
Monty?
canceled the rest of the variance and just did the cupola, I mean, an architectural feature on a house, is that not a,
Well, are you gonna come back to us with another variance for the shop?
I don't know what the future holds. I know our original ask was the cupola.
Lonnie, how many phone calls has City Hall fielded about this? And sir, it is not on you, I get that, and it's not on the Finchers in the least bit.
Several. Yeah, I've had several neighbors and some throughout that area call. I don't know an exact number, but we've had quite a few. On the shop. Well, the carport slash shop.
carport the issue or the shop is
The shop in general, the size of the structure in that neighborhood. Yeah. And the fact that it protrudes beyond the structure is against city ordinance. And then the fact that it's above the structure is against city ordinance. So I believe the Finchers, whatever decision is made here, if it is approved to deny, they're going to have to come back with another variance of some sort, or just lower the building and remove the carport. And that would put them in compliance as it stands with our ordinances.
Yeah, I'm looking at the proposed variance. It says to have main structure home taller than the new building under construction, which would be your cupola. So
ma'am.
that's the only thing that variance would, if you're denying the variance, that's what that covers. As Monty stated, they would have to have another variance request for the shop.
Correct.
Anything else?
For the carport, yes, ma'am.
Thank you for the carport. All right. Billy, you making a motion to deny?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
Ed is making a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed, so the variance is denied. Number 4, discuss, consider, and act upon the variance request for property at 920 South Denny Street, Howe, Texas, property ID 152631G-0544, Haining JA-G0544, acres 6.54. Discussion. Life Fellowship Church has acquired the property at 920 South Denny Street and will ultimately construct a larger facility addition on the property. The current facility was previously occupied by Summit View Church. After several conversations with our engineer team and city staff, Life Fellowship is requesting a variance for the paving surface for the initial parking spaces. Engineer Tim Porter explained that he is open to asphalt as prescribed in ordinance number 528. However, anything different would need to be approved by a variance. Life Fellowship is asking for a variance to use concrete paving for fire lanes and accessible parking spaces, and crushed gravel for the remaining parking spaces and driveway. The crushed gravel paving would be an interim paving solution until the future master planning is completed to verify future parking needs. Life Fellowship has an immediate need for parking and are wanting to avoid using concrete for this immediate need and then risk the chance of having to destroy the concrete if the final design plan changes. Life Fellowship would prefer to start with a paving solution that can be reused, relocated as a paving subbase until future studies are made. Again, the church would comply with the ordinance for the fire lane and accessible parking spaces. I don't think we have anyone here from Life Fellowship to speak, but we do have our engineer, and we have our permit clerk and city administrator. Does the council wish to discuss this item or have questions?
Are they wanting to put just gravel? Have they, I mean, have they been proposed with asphalt?
We'll let our engineer, Tim Porter, answer those questions since he's here.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Mayor. I've had several conversations back and forth over email, and they did agree. I have no problem with Life Fellowship or anything. I'm just following the zoning ordinance. They did agree to put concrete down for the fire lanes, which I appreciate, because emergency services are definitely the predominant, what we need to look at a site like that. Zoning ordinance 26.2 outlines that the only other material that can be used in a parking area is asphalt. So my only worries about concerning setting a precedent, you approve one developer to use crushed rock, and who knows who else will want to use that. So that's what I outlined to them in answer to your question. I first asked them to do concrete in the whole lot. Then they came back, and then I suggested using asphalt in the non-fire lane areas, because it's outlined in the zoning ordinance. And I said, if there's anything outside of that they need to talk about, then they need to come to the Board of Adjustment. And then, so they wanted to come here to the board.
Council.
Did that answer your question?
No, it just,
Okay.
my concern is that they've already got asphalt parking now. So now you're gonna add a third material, concrete, asphalt, now you can put gravel in the back. Gravel's not gonna hold up under construction. There will, not heavy. So, I mean, if they're gonna step away from the concrete, I'd much rather stick with the variance of having asphalt to match what they've got.
Well, they don't need a variance at that point if they want to use asphalt. Yeah. The variance is only for the crushed. Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? All right, if not, do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we deny.
Ed makes a motion to deny. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Billy makes a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Variance is denied. If there's no further business to come before the Board of Adjustment, this meeting stands adjourned at 6:30 p.m. We're now going to go right into our city council meeting. There being a quorum present, this regular session of the Howe City Council is hereby called to order on Tuesday, March 17, 2026 at 6:31 p.m. under the Open Meetings Act of the State of Texas. I do have one comment form. Is he still here? Oh, there you are. So we do have one comment form. Does anyone else wish to speak during public comment? All right. So, Mr. Zach, if you will, come on up and just state your name, and if you will, please give your address, and then you have 2 minutes to discuss anything that you wish to discuss. The council is unable to respond to or discuss any issues that are brought up during this section that's not already on the agenda, other than to make a statement of specific factual information in response to a citizen's inquiry, or to recite existing policy in response to the inquiry. But again, you're welcome to talk however you would like.
My name is Zach. I live at 312 College Street. I came to City Council to try to figure out if there's anything else I can do about a problem I've been having with new neighbors. They have about 10 dogs, 3 pigs, and a goat that comes and goes. And within the first days that they were there, their dog came and attacked some of the stray cats that I feed in the area, and it became a heated argument and resulted in me having to call the cops in order to show up. And I have since also called again about the same occurring issue, because all throughout the day there is consistent barking, and I'm sure how anybody would know, if you have multiple dogs barking through the day, it is very loud. And I got wife and kids that are home all day and don't want to have to deal with it, and their animals have gotten out multiple times. And during the snowstorm, I have a couple pictures of them leaving the dogs out in the snowstorm. I've been trying to get a video of it, but I have witnessed small children standing in front of a dog that's literally lunging with the length of their leash tied to a tree at the child. And I don't know what to do at this point, and that's why I'm come to speak to City Council.
Is the neighbor to your east, or is it next door, like to your east or your west?
That would be south.
Or,
Yeah,
okay.
College runs
Yeah.
north and
Oh,
south.
okay, south. So they're to your south?
Yeah, so the gymnasium,
Uh-huh.
if you're heading north up that street, as soon as you turn on it, it's the third house on the right. I don't
Okay.
remember the address. But
Okay. All right. But it's just one house south of yours.
2 houses south of me.
2 houses, homes south. Okay.
And like I said, I have called the police station about it, and I have been told that they have had multiple calls and that they have 10 days to resolve that issue. And that was roughly about, I want to say about 35 days ago. I got my days mixed up. I was trying to come last meeting, but I got Tuesday and Thursday mixed up.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. All right. Moving on to our announcements and mayor comments. Important dates coming up. Howe Hump Day. We have that every first Wednesday of the month. The Howe Hall of Honor is Tuesday, April 28. Howe's Founders Day is May 2nd. All these things can be located on the Howe Chamber of Commerce website. We also, a quick little notice, we have received a really great sale offer for playground equipment. The city administrator and I worked together to find a piece of playground equipment that would be appropriate for our young citizens and for our budget. And I am happy to announce that Reed Park will benefit from this new playground equipment. Additionally, the Howe EDC has agreed to partner with the city on this equipment, and they're actually paying for half the bill. So we're very thankful, very grateful to the Howe EDC in partnering with us, and we're thrilled for our young citizens who will get to play on this playground equipment soon. Reed Park has really been desperately needing something, and we don't have an installation date yet, but as soon as we do, we will announce that to the public, and I'm announcing it because that is an important piece of information coming as we get down further in the agenda. Did you get a date?
I was, not a date, but I was told it would be installed in May.
Okay, that's fantastic. All right. Moving on to our Mayor Bragg moment. On March 5th, I did receive an email from a resident, Mr. Blake Beeson, and I would like to read the email. I'm glad to see Public Works is here. Mr. Beeson wrote, and I feel like I have to read it so y'all hear it exactly. He says, I just wanted to send over a quick thank you to the City of Howe Public Works Department for working all night long through the thunderstorm and rain to restore water services to our house. We were the only service affected, but they treated us like we were just as important as the rest of the whole city had lost water. We have been a citizen of Howe for about 4 years now, and we're loving it here. Please send Public Works crew a big thank you on behalf of myself, my wife, and our 2 young children. We are incredibly grateful this morning. So I just want to say how proud we are of our public works for always going above and beyond to take care of our citizens and our community. So let's give them a big hand.
Mayor, if I can, not only are they getting a mayor brag, but they have a load full of barbecue and stuff in their refrigerator today. We took them some stuff from the Chamber of Commerce, thanks to BVRT too.
Yes, yes, that's awesome. Our next one is the Howe Police Department underwent a change in leadership in October 2024, and with a goal of being one of the best police departments in the area. Thanks to Chief Sullivan and everyone with the Howe Police Department, we are quickly reaching that goal. I am proud to brag on Chief Sullivan and everyone with the Howe PD as they have earned their accreditation certificate. The Howe Police Department is officially an accredited law enforcement agency, and we cannot express enough gratitude to Chief Sullivan for all of his hard work, his passion for law enforcement, and his love for our community. Thank you all. And with that said, we do have a presentation here. Chief Steve Dye from Allen will be giving a presentation speaking on behalf of the Texas Police Chiefs Association.
Well, good evening. Thank you, Mayor, Council members. My name is Steve Dye, Chief in Allen, and I'm also on the executive board for the Texas Police Chiefs Association. So my honor to be here to present this award. Many of you know that accreditation programs exist for schools, universities, and hospitals, programs that really acknowledge professional excellence and require proof of compliance to professional standards. In 2007, the Texas Police Chiefs Association developed the accreditation program for Texas law enforcement. Our program is a voluntary process where agencies must prove they meet or exceed 173 demanding standards. The standards are based on Texas law, Texas court decisions, and professional best practices. These standards include critical topics such as use of force, protection of citizen rights, vehicle pursuits, property and evidence management, internal affairs, and administrative oversight. This program has become the gold standard for professional law enforcement in Texas. Recently, trained assessors spent 2 days auditing your police department. During this time, several internal and external staff interviews were conducted, along with a complete inspection of the police facility and operations. Assessors conducted ride-outs with your police officers to ensure compliance in the field. The lead assessor submitted a summary report to the accreditation committee comprised of 1 sheriff and 8 police chiefs around the state of Texas. The committee reviewed the report and voted unanimously to accreditate the Howe Police Department. During this process, Howe PD has proven that it meets or exceeds modern best practices for professional law enforcement. With over 2,700 law enforcement agencies in Texas, just over 230 agencies have achieved the accredited status, which is less than 10%. This evening, I have the distinct honor to present Chief Sullivan and his department, your city administrator, and mayor and council with the Howe Police Department's outstanding performance and achievement as an accredited police agency. The accreditation program assures that elected officials, city management, and the citizens of Howe that their police department is a legitimate leader in law enforcement. With its commitment to police excellence, this accreditation status means your police department is one of the best in the state, a true mark of professional law enforcement. I can tell you that I know that when you hired Chief Sullivan in October of '24, he has worked tirelessly to get this done. I can also tell you, with 42 years of experience, this is more difficult in smaller departments. So he not only led your police department, but he worked extra and tirelessly to get this accreditation done. So it's a huge feather in the cap for the city, and you're just one of, I said less than 10%, but if you look at smaller agencies, it's an even smaller percentage than that. So congratulations to Chief Sullivan. Thank you all for your support. To the administrator as well. Chief Sullivan, if you come up with your officer, we'll present this to you. and congratulate you on behalf of the Texas Police Chiefs Association. Could we get in front of Mayor and Council for a picture, and you guys can be in the picture as well? Sure, absolutely. That'd be great. Jake, just congratulations. You got a great police chief, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, we do. Certainly do.
Are we going to the front? We going to the front?
What's that? Can we take a picture?
Chief Sullivan and how he will be recognized.
That's going to be. Thanks, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. You gotta sit down before it rolls away.
We are very proud, again, of Chief Sullivan and the entire department and what they've done. All right, we are now going to move on to our consent items. These items consist of non-controversial or housekeeping items required by law. Items may be considered individually by any council member making such a request prior to the motion and vote on the consent items. Any items council wishes to be voted on separately will be moved to the bottom of the action line. 1, discuss, consider, and act upon the following consent items. A, minutes of the regular meeting, council meeting, February 10, 2026. B, bills being paid for the month. C, detailed check register report. D, statement of revenue and expenditures. E, South State Bank secured deposits, February 2026. F, recap and standings, February 2026. G, investment report, February 2026. Does the council wish to discuss any of these items? And if not, do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion we accept
Okay,
the minutes.
it is going to make a motion to approve the consent items. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Billy makes a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Moving on to discussion items, departmental reports. First up is our Public Safety Director, Chief Sullivan.
Evening, Mayor and Council. During the month of February, we responded to intake increase of calls of 13% compared to over last year. We did see a decrease in accidents. Part of that is we changed strategies and moved some deployment around to increase our traffic enforcement on the highway. That is a decrease in calls, accidents, so we're going to continue to move forward with that. We wrote 127 warnings, 91 citations. Code enforcement worked on 5 new code enforcement violations and 5 follow-ups. We have 1 court case that had to be moved. Our community engagement on March the 19th from 11 to 1, we'll be meeting with all our apartment managers. Part of that is a crime prevention initiative. That's a program that we started last year to get to know our property managers, use code enforcement ways to educate the property managers. We've seen a decrease in calls in our apartments, so we're excited about that. Let's see here. We are working on to bring back our Citizens Police Academy. However, we may push that off to this fall just for staffing reasons. We lost one of our new officers due to a family issue. His wife is extremely ill, became pregnant with a challenging pregnancy, so he has stepped away as a reserve capacity of hopes of coming back full-time later this year. We're going to lose another one of our officers in July who's getting sent to Iran, so we are going to feel the crunch as we get ready to go into summer with some staffing shortages.
Fire EMS responded to 39 calls, 4 motor vehicle accidents, 4 fires within the city limits, 7 outside the city limits. We're currently in the process of trying to recruit for 1 more paramedic EMT. The fire department conducted 54 hours of training. We're still dealing with some fleet issues. As you know, we had some issues over the weekend. We do have an ambulance back online, and we have another one in service. We are working with DACO, which is one of our manufacturers, to give us a true assessment where to move forward with our ambulances. That's all I have, unless you have specific questions.
All right. Council, any questions for the chief?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. City Secretary, Ms. Hewitt?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Our systems update, we are working on our code enforcement module in FundView. We anticipate this is going to be set up and ready to use by the end of April. For our departments, for permits, we hadn't done a report previously in the past, but I thought it would be a good idea for the council to know how we're doing on our permits. For the month of January, we collected $117,325 with 35 cents. For the month of February, we collected $260,990.78. For our court department, we processed 111 citations for the month of February and collected $14,969.62 for the month of February. Any questions?
Council, questions? I do like you given the report on the permit fees.
Okay,
That's good.
perfect.
Thank you. Next up, we have Public Works. Mr. Johnson is here this evening.
Good morning, Mayor, or afternoon, Mayor and Council. It feels like morning. We
It's
never
morning
go home.
somewhere.
Yeah. So Public Works carried out 189 service orders. We had 10 new meters set, 8 meter leaks repaired, about 3 tons of pothole patching, which we will begin back on pothole patching now the weather's clearing up. 6 water main leaks were repaired, 9 disconnects for move-outs. Mowing hours, we have 20 hours, and we had 2 sewer main backups. We had 20 hours on wells sampling reporting, completed the 2025 water use survey, completing the annual Tier 2 reporting, began the annual chlorine burn, associated flushing, 18-hour assist with water leaks. We had a lot of overtime due to the mains being hit by boring companies this past 2 weeks. There were a couple of days where the guys didn't even go at home at night. They would just work around the clock and go home the next day around 5. As you are aware, we have a lot of I&I issues. We are currently walking the grounds in the fields, looking for damaged manholes, brick manholes, working with BVRT2 to see where all this I&I is coming in. When we have downtime, that's what we're doing, is just hitting the ground running. Right now, we're getting quotes on the flow meter where we can just look at our phone to see if the flows have picked up or not. I'm working with Monty on that issue. You have any questions?
Council? We have a lot of hard-working people in Public Works, and we really do appreciate you very much. City Administrator, Mr. Walker.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Under development agreements, planned developments, of course, Noble Ridge is still blowing and going on that development. We have the NRP group with their Sutton Flats apartments that we'll be cutting a ribbon for tomorrow with the chamber. Grace Meadows, which those are Astoria homes, dirt work being done over there on Ponderosa. Hilltop Ranch, we're still in discussions with them about amending the DA that's been existing, going back to Tomlin Investments. We will be amending that DA just because the original DA said they would provide us a sewer plant. Obviously, things have changed with BVRT2 in the picture, so we are discussing other options. One of the big needs we're going to need going forward, now that we've, kind of solved our sewer situation, and I touched on this earlier today, is our water needs for the next 4 or 5 decades. So we're pushing seriously for a 1 million gallon EST to be located at our GTUA site. on Old Patterson Road, and we're going to partner with Qualico Homes for that development. We're just about ready to take Connections Park over, as I think they have completed all things necessary. Our engineering team has kind of done a walkthrough over there, so I think we're about ready to take care of that one. We have Chiricahua that will be, that's on the agenda for a PSA. We'll start negotiating with them on 2 large tracks in East Howe, which will take us to the need of a possible 3rd wastewater treatment plant in East Howe. And that's where BVRT2 comes in, and we're already in discussions about those situations for the east side. And as you know, we can go very far to the east. We're limited to the west, north, and south, but we've got a lot of room to grow east. Commercial-wise, Taco Bell pad site is underway. We're still working on some drainage easements and trying to piecemeal the whole development together. We've had numerous conversations about that. Other than that, that's really all I can speak of on the commercial side. We know Taco Bell, we know 7-Eleven's going to follow suit, and McDonald's is going to follow suit as well on that property. The EDC is under contract for the first stage of a downtown redevelopment project. We have a closing date of May the 1st on a building downtown that we will be letting the public know more about that after closing. Now that it's springtime, the grass is growing, so that means we had to make some adjustments, or we made some adjustments. You know, in the past, we have budgeted for Bobcat Mowing to come in and basically handle all of our mowing for us. We were provided the opportunity to kind of bring that in-house. We have hired Kevin Wilson, the former superintendent, and he is taking care of all of our properties. If he runs, he's working 20 hours a week on a part-time basis, which he says is very sufficient for him to be able to take care of everything. If he's not, then we do have the public works that will be kind of backing him up at our well sites. But as far as the new Connections Park and all of our ball fields and all of our parks and stuff and the PD, he'll be in Summit Gardens. He's responsible for that. So we're happy to have Kevin join our team. Never thought I'd hire Kevin Wilson, but here we are. As far as streets, construction on Farmington Road on both ends has begun. Construction on the east Old Patterson Road that connects from Duke Street. It'll now wrap around to Highway 5. That construction has begun. We're awaiting on, we approved the Duke Street project. Told you last month that'll take place after school is out. And that'll extend from the service road all the way to the railroad tracks. So we're real happy about that. And now some bad news, which has somewhat of a good ending. Wastewater, we had a major clog on the Sherman side in their manhole not too long after the ice storm, or maybe even during the ice storm. We don't regularly check the Sherman manhole because it's on the Sherman side. But we were looking at some data, and again, thanks to BVRT2, who helps us monitor these situations, we were looking at some data that had major flows going into our flume and basically filling up the whole reservoir. I instructed the guys to go over there to the Sherman manhole, pop that lid, see what we can find, and they found a major clog. So the guys did a great job of removing that obstruction, and it immediately was flowing. And we've got video of it. It was pretty gruesome. But because of the clog and because of the fill, we got a bill from Sherman for $373,000 for the month. Now, knowing what we know, and we informed them of the situation. The mayor did a great job of contacting their mayor and had a sit-down discussion. I'm having lunch with Zach, their city manager, this coming Friday. They have, we showed them the data that was provided to us and the things that we see from our monitors. And they understood that it was very abnormal, reduced our bill, basically averaged our bill from the past 2 years for February, averaged our bill for the past 2 years of March. So that'll alleviate that major expense that we were looking at. So I have to give a lot of credit not only to our staff, who did a great job of going over there and assessing it, and they're assessing it on a daily basis now, because I almost had a heart attack when we got that bill. But I also want to thank BVRT2 and Southwest Engineers for staying on top of that and helping us monitor that situation. So we're going to continue to monitor it daily on reads, but that doesn't take away, like Justin said, our I&I situation, because we still have a major I&I situation. But the flows are running really good. The report I got this morning was very, very, very encouraging. So moving on to water, Public Works, they've done a great job of trying to chase around our broadband construction group who keeps hitting our water lines. It's keeping them busy and up at late hours of night, so I appreciate them and their hard work. We're finding that a lot of our lines weren't marked on the original maps that we had, so it's a tough way to learn where your water lines are, but it's one way to learn, and they're pinging those and turning those into WSB so that we can place those lines on our GIS. So hopefully something good comes out of it. As far as chamber goes, quarterly luncheon we had today, it was a success. BVRT2 was the host, and Jeff gave a great comment about our direction and where we're heading in our partnership. The 40th Annual Founders Day is coming up May the 2nd from 4 to 8 p.m. downtown. Howe Hall of Honor will be Tuesday, April 28th at 6:30. That'll be at the high school. Our inductees will be our lawnmower, Kevin Wilson, Tim Rose, Derek Lands, and Jesse Ferrer. So that's a great class. We'll also be presenting our Norma J. Wallace Citizen of the Year to Jared Coffey, and our Gene Norman Volunteer of the Year to Jessica Acevedo, and our Business of the Year is MTE Fence, and Volunteer Organization of the Year is the Harvey Blessing Build. Michelle touched on the permits, and first of all, let me get into utilities. Overall totals for the month consisting of January 16th through February 16th, 266,275.93, all combined, solid waste, sewer, and water. I did also appreciate the permit report that Sam turned in. This is going to be an ongoing monthly report that we'll be giving to you. And as she mentioned, the month of February, 260,990.78. And a lot of that is due to Sam going out and collecting these permit fees that a previous permit technician did not collect. So hats off to Samantha, who's doing an outstanding job as she started here she's been here, 3 months? 4 months? Outstanding job. It's a great hire. We've hired, as you can see, we've hired a lot of really good people.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're real proud of that.
We have a great team.
We do.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for Mr. Walker? I do want to just make a quick shout out to our friends at the City of Sherman. I do appreciate the mayor and their city staff for working with us on the February bill and our future March bill, and their willingness to consider a few other things here. So we do appreciate them very much. All right, moving on to our action items. Number 2, discuss, consider, and act upon cancellation of election for May 2, 2026. Discussion, this is a routine item declaring the election canceled and the unopposed candidates elected. Congratulations also to Sean Tyler, Ricky Price, and Ed Whitfield. So does council wish to discuss this item any further? And if not, do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
Billy motions to approve. Do I have a second? Ricky's going to make a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 3, discuss, consider, and act upon certification of unopposed candidates. This is routine item declaring the election canceled and unopposed candidates elected. Does council wish to discuss this item any further? And if not, do I have a motion?
I'll motion to approve that one too.
Billy makes motion to approve. Do I have a second?
A second.
Ed makes that second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 4, discuss, consider, and act upon entering into a pre-development and professional services agreement with the, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, Charukaru. Wait a minute, I've got it. Charukaru.
Now say it fast.
I can't do that.
Cherikuru.
So anyway, professional services agreement with Charukaru Investments at Howe LLC. Now I have to say it 2 more times, actually. We are beginning talks with Charukaru Investments at Howe LLC for 2 different tracts of property in East Howe. One property is ID 130601 near the intersection of Bennett Road and Inlow Road, 142 acres. The other property ID is 129106 at the intersection of Bennett Road and FM 902, 180 acres. The professional services agreement allows Charukaru Investments to communicate with our city attorney and engineer. City staff recommends approval. Council wish to discuss this item. Do you wish to discuss this item? Do I have a motion?
Cherikuru. Just in case anybody needs it.
I motion to approve.
Okay, Billy makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Ricky makes a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. All right, these next 3 items, number 5, 6, and 7, I have received complaints from concerned parents and residents who live at the station apartments on West Haining Street, just past the police department. Residents have expressed their concerns about vehicles traveling at high speeds through the area and safety of the children playing outside. After much discussion with the city administrator, Monty Walker, and Chief Sullivan, we would appreciate the council's consideration for a reduction of speed, stop signs, and additional safety signs. Additionally, with the new playground equipment going in at Reed Park, we believe that we may have children walking down Western Hills Drive from the apartments to Reed Park to play on the new equipment. And also, Swanner Road is due to be fixed this year, so we will no longer have potholes to act as speed bumps going through that area. When looking into the complaint, we discovered the current speed limit is 30 miles per hour. It was concluded that once TxDOT makes the stop sign operational at Haining and the Service Road, along with a lower speed limit, which we will ask for here in just a few moments, and adding a 4-way stop may help reduce vehicles traveling at high speeds through the area and create a safer environment for everyone. We are also asking for an approval of additional signs, safety signs, that is like additional speed limit signs in the area, as well as Chief Sullivan is recommending like a children at play sign near Reed Park. So moving on to number 5, discuss, consider, and act upon creating a 4-way stop intersection at West Haining and Western Hills Drive. With drivers having to come to a complete stop, we believe this will help with the issue of speed. Does the council wish to discuss this? And if not, do we have a motion?
Would it hurt your feelings if I motioned to approve action item 5, 6, and 7 all at once?
Well, I think we have to go through each one of them, but I'll
Okay.
do it quickly.
I motion to approve.
Okay, Billy makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
A second.
Ed is making that second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. 6, discuss, consider, and act upon reducing the speed limit from to 25 miles per hour, beginning with West Haining Street and continuing through Western Hills Drive and Swanner Drive to Hall Cemetery Road. Does the council wish to discuss this item any further? And if not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we accept.
Ed makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Ricky's going to make that second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Motion passes. Number 7, discuss, consider, and act upon placing additional safety signs beginning at West Haining Street and continuing west through the Western Hills Drive and Swanner Drive at Hall Cemetery Road. This will include the Children at Play sign. Does the council wish to discuss any of this any further? And if not, do I have a motion? Ricky makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Billy makes that second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 8, discuss, consider, and act upon accepting the resignation of Fire Chief Robert Monet. How Fire Chief Robert Monet submitted his resignation on September 12, 2026. Since he was hired by the City Council, his resignation...
You said September.
Oh, I'm sorry, February 12th, 2026, thank you. Since he was hired by the council, his resignation must be approved or denied by the City Council. Does the council wish to discuss this item any further? And if not, do I have a motion?
I motion to approve.
Billy makes that motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ricky makes a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. That's what I get for trying to talk so fast. Number 9, discuss, consider, and act upon changing the venue or time for April 21, 2026 regular City Council meeting. Summit Gardens here will be hosting early voting on I almost did it again, on April 21st at until 7 p.m. I have checked with Chief Sullivan to see if we can use his, what I'm going to call the conference room at the Howe Police Department for our City Council meeting that day, and he says, yes, we can. Another alternative is that we can have the City Council meeting here after voting closes that day, which would be about 7:30 p.m. The voting machines will be inside the building, and we may need to have someone, like a representative, that comes to be in attendance while we're having our meeting because of the machines. So I'm going to let that be the council's decision. If you want to move the venue, there's also we can also move it to another date if that's what you choose. So, does the council wish to discuss this? And if not, does someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we change the venue.
And go to the police department?
Police department.
I thought we were going to Ed's house. I'll
We
second
can.
that.
I mean, that brings in too many people to cover for us to be here at 7:30. There's just more people involved that need to be involved.
Okay. And I actually personally prefer keeping the same day because we did change it one time and then we had people forget because we are creatures of habit. So Ed is going to make a motion that we change the venue and move the meeting for April 21, 2026 to the police department. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Billy makes that second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 10, discuss, consider, and act upon renewing the lease agreement with the Howe ISD for softball fields located at 202 East Davis Street. Superintendent Ricky Bowling has requested that the city update the lease agreement for the softball fields due to the change in leadership with both the city and the ISD. Otherwise, there are no changes. City staff recommends approval. Does the council wish to discuss this item any further? And if not, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Ricky makes a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ed makes that second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. We will now, the city will now convene into closed session pursuant to the provisions of the Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code. The City Council will convene into executive session as authorized by the Texas Government Code 551.074, personnel matters to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, Texas Government Code 551.071. Discussion items are personnel, fire chief position and procedures, chief of police, city administrator. Council will now go into executive session, and the time is 7:12 p.m.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
You're welcome to stay, but if you do not, have a good evening. Justin, can you send me like one of those pictures for the accreditation so I can post on Facebook? So I can brag a little bit more? No, you can go ahead.
get Billy Jones.
Mics are on, just so y'all know. Hey, tell them mics are on. The council will now end executive session and return to open session, and the time is 8:23 p.m. Action items: 1, discuss, consider, and act upon job description for the fire chief. Do we have any discussion on this item? And if not, does anyone have a motion?
I motion to approve the job posting for fire chief.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Ed makes a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 2, discuss, consider, and act upon authorizing city staff to post the fire chief position and other necessary actions. If the council has any other discussion, you're welcome to talk about that now. If not, do I have a motion?
I motion to approve city staff to post the fire chief position and for Chief Sullivan to conduct initial applicant screening.
All right. Billy makes that motion to pass and to allow Chief Sullivan to conduct initial applicant screenings. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ricky's making that second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None are opposed. Motion passes. Number 3, discuss, consider, and act upon any items from executive session. No action taken. If there is no further business to come before this council, the meeting stands adjourned at 8:24 p.m. Thank you and have a good evening.